I literally walked into this situation. I was actually covering another story and walking up George Street, minding my own business like everyone else. And I could see some police further up the road. As I approached the mall, they ran towards all of us and told us to turn around and run. So I fled into a nearby bank along with some other people, and fortunately for me as a reporter, that bank had nice large windows overlooking the mall, so I could, for a while there, had a very good view of what was happening.
And this was the busy lunch hour in Brisbane as well, so people were presumably out on the streets in larger numbers than they would normally be, and there wouldn't have been a lot of time to evacuate everyone from there. How did that operation unfold?
Well, I think it was a little bit of chaos and panic at the time. We weren't given any instructions except to run away from the mall. So I think people sought shelter wherever they could. But obviously police locked down the businesses in the mall, and the bank that I was in was locked down. We weren't allowed to leave for the duration of the incident. It wasn't until we heard some loud bangs and the police and CERT officers running down the mall that police came and evacuated us from the bank.
I understand that there were several people in the bank with you who were told not to leave. What was going through their minds, and certainly your mind, as this was all happening?
Well, look, we were just quite keen to find out exactly what was going on. Obviously, we did get it was a bit scary when we were told by armed police wearing bulletproof vests to run, but we were all keen to sort of have a look out the window and see what was going on. And what we could see was that there was a lot of police activity in the mall. Police were standing there with their guns drawn. As time progressed, the gunman moved into my field of view, and I could see that he was holding a small revolver. He had that pressed to his chin, and as we know now from some of the police event ended, that he was asking police to shoot him. So it was a very fraught situation, and because it was such a public place, there was a great fear that something could go terribly wrong.
This carried on for more than an hour, and then two loud bangs were heard. Is there any clarity with how police managed to bring this to an end?
Look, those details aren't entirely clear. I believe unofficially that there were no shots fired. We do know that the Tactical Response Unit, they carry things known as stun grenades that can stun offenders, and perhaps they were able to disarm him that way. But I understand that force was used against the gunman, and that the police will be investigating exactly what happened.
And police are also going to be investigating their own conduct throughout this siege as well.
Well, yes. Well, that's what I meant. From what we hear, some sort of force was used against the gunman, and so, as a matter of course, these things are always investigated by the Ethical Standards Command.
Just describe for us what the city is looking like right now, because we can see a street closed off behind you. Is that reflective of the broader area, that this exclusion zone is gradually starting to shrink as people get back to their offices and to what they were doing in the city earlier on?
Yeah, I think the city is pretty much getting back to normal. Traffic's moving through freely. People seem to be, back in their offices. There aren't large numbers of people, standing around on the street now. But yes, as you say, there is a containment line that's still in place behind me that leads to the mall. Obviously, I haven't been down there to see what is actually happening in the mall, but police may be conducting further investigations, as a matter of course.
All right, Daya Clark reporting from the centre of Brisbane. Thank you.